Welcome, listeners, to the Beard and the Bowtie, where curiosity meets conversation and every topic is an adventure. I'm Jeremy, the Beard, your guide through the spine-chilling world of horror and jump scares.
I've never seen a grown man literally urinate on himself.
Whoa, watch the literally. Words have meaning. I don't think I've ever peed myself, have I?
Are you sure?
I want to ask this then.
Ask away.
There's a lot of topics I want to cover on jump scares in general. That's right. Today we're exploring the adrenaline-pumping realm of jump scares. Join us as we unpack why we love/hate to be scared and how these moments keep us on the edge of our seats. Sit back, pour a drink, and brace yourself. You've been startled by the Beard and the Bowtie. The Beard and the Bowtie.
Nope. The bow tie and the beard. Nah.
The Beard
and the bow tie. And we're recording.
You hit record on everything?
Recording on everything.
Man, I feel like I should go to the bathroom.
Go ahead. That'll give me time to fix what I need to fix.
Do you really? Will that help?
If you really need to go to the bathroom,
I actually do. That's fucked up that I made us hit record.
I love how you're so angry.
That's what I'm saying. I
hit record. Yeah,
hit record. I need to go to the bathroom. This is for you though, Jay. I'm doing this.
I'm leaving the record. No, this is going in the episode no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. So like, we need to get the uploading. So I just now hit 99%. So at this point, like, I'm making sure you hit 99%.
99. I've been.
And then
I'm not on Wi-Fi.
I'm not on Wi-Fi either.
Poop? Can you go poop?
I'm not gonna go. I might go poop. No, you said poop, and I might go poop.
Poop.
Okay, I'll be right back. I mean, you ready for this?
I don't know.
How do you not know? What are you drinking? Chambord for me.
Got a Great Lakes lager.
You have a beer. Okay.
Oh, is this, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about beer and how beers are brewed?
It's appropriate that you chose a beer. It really is.
Oh, you got me, because I thought we were going to talk about Chambord. Oh, sorry.
God, I cannot. I'm going to cut this so hard.
Oh.
Okay, that's just weird. Ladies and gentlemen, our listeners, he's smelling his new cable to his new headphones.
So good. It smells so good. Like that smell of cable, electric, plastic. I don't rubber. I don't know what
where most people have like that new car smell they get infatuated with. He places it on his lip like it's a mustache and then just closes his eyes.
I've been smelling it all day through meetings and everything. It's just it's amazing.
So I love how you spread it out too.
Well, that's how you get the better smell. You go. Then when you close it, it like
wafts. It wafts the. Okay. Ooh. Well, that was disturbing.
Is that what we're talking about today? Headphone cable smells? Because I'm in.
You're in. You've already made that weird. Okay, Jay.
I've done the research.
Yeah. All right.
1770s are the best cable smell around.
All right, Jay. Are you ready to jump in today's episode?
Oh, we're talking about old school music. Jump up, and get down. Jump around.
Well, how's the rest of it go?
I don't know if I can.
There's just a lot of jumping.
Yeah.
Jump. No, I do have a special one for you. Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh boy.
What do you think?
No, I was like, okay. No, go ahead. I was going to try to guess it again, but I got nothing. Go ahead.
Well, here, this is how I'm going to deliver this. You ready? We're going to step into a world that makes my heart race.
Oh, medicine. Talking about EKGs?
I like it. My pulse quicken.
Caffeine.
It's been fantastic. And my adrenaline spike.
Skydiving.
Okay. Like where you're. We're talking about something that gets me every time.
Panther urine.
Jump scares.
Ah, man.
My love-hate relationship with horror and all things around it.
Your hate relationship, our love relationship.
I think that's more what.
Yes,
you are 100% right. And that's funny because I was just about to say, but you support the insanity that is my mind that falls prey to every jump scare that every director or anyone really puts into anything. I'm like the cliche audience that they would love to watch their movie, play their game, watch their show, because I just cannot handle it. And you all just love to remind me that I can't.
I mean, it's amazing. It's so much fun to watch. I've never seen a grown man literally urinate on himself.
Whoa, watch the literally. Words have meaning. I don't think I've ever peed myself, have I?
Are you sure?
I want to ask this then.
Ask away.
There's a lot of topics I want to cover on jump scares in general. I also kind of want to break it down a little bit, and then we'll talk, obviously, like we always do, about some stories that we get into. Let me ask you this from the opposite viewpoint. Why aren't jump scares effective for you in movies and those things?
Because they're predictable.
Okay, let's immediately jump down that. So what about the ones that do the cliche, like open the refrigerator door, as soon as they close the door, something's going to be there, but then they don't put something there. And so all the ones that play on that, like do you just automatically go into, I expect it the whole time, so I never get worried about it?
Yeah, just like everything in life, I expect the worst. So I'm always expecting the worst right there. And it doesn't happen. I'm like, oh, that's a bonus.
That's funny. So
then when it does happen, I'm like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
See, for me, I have to reset every time, and it just becomes exhausting. So like every time they do those fake ones, I'm all like, oh, I'm prepared. And then it's not there. So then like they do another one. And at that point, I'm just like, I can't prepare anymore. And then they do it, and it gets.
But there's not that many fake ones. I mean, unless you're watching M. Night Shyamalan show, those are the ones that are.
Yeah, I mean, those have them, but also like the scary movie, the later on in the scary movie series, they would do that just over, like build that suspension, build that tension, and then not release it. And then all of a sudden at a random time, they would release that tension. I guess what's one that you remember the most about me falling prey to jump scares?
I guess, what are we talking about?
Well, now you made me worried. See, now you
jump scares.
Like, what is?
Like, are we talking movie jump scares, video game jump scares? Are we talking about the reaction you had?
It could be, yeah. It could be just what's a jump scare moment that you remember.
Because the first one that comes to mind is obviously what the shit.
Oh, the one that ended up being clipped on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but so that was just but that wasn't like. That was me just going like, what the shit? Like to a moment, but I thought about this as I was putting this episode together. I thought about the moment for me. And so I have it in my mind, but I don't want to ruin it. But it was VR. It was probably one of the scariest jump scares and moments that I remember, like a visceral feeling where I think I ended up injuring myself during this part.
I think that happened more than once. I remember multiple during that. I think that's also one of the other problems.
So manly in this episode, by the way.
Yes. I think that's one of the things with you for these jump scares. You've injured yourself many a time, and I think that you have forgotten some of them.
Oh, great.
There may only be a couple that really stand out. I do remember you jumping on a chair and falling over the back of it. Mm-hmm. I remember that one. I remember you jumping into a chair, but the chair wasn't there.
I remember that as well.
You fell straight onto the ground. And so this is all in the VR stuff that you were doing.
Yeah.
There's been a few times where you've injured parts of you just screaming. I think you punched yourself one time.
Well, so you did say screaming. I was just about to ask, for people that don't know me, am I a quiet scare?
Yes, if you have the mute button turned on.
So if you can mute me.
It is one of the funniest. We have to bring it back. It is one of the funniest things to ever watch somebody go through. The absolute visceral terror that is guaranteed. You can't fake it. It's guaranteed. That's real going through your body and your mind. I don't think there's an actor out there that could fake, that could replicate what you go through when you play a VR game or watch a scary movie. It is the worst thing in the world and also the best thing to watch a scary movie with you. I have a dent in my wall from you slamming the couch into it because you were so scared you couldn't pick your feet up off the floor fast enough.
Oh my God.
And you slid the couch backwards with your wife on the couch.
I think I remember. Was this do you remember the name of the movie?
It was a nun, I believe.
Yeah, she had like this like veil over her face. Like just thinking about it is scaring me.
Yeah. It was a Mexican.
Yes.
They were in Mexico, and it was some.
I am uncomfortable because of the images that I remember them like someone in a car.
And I remember watching The Babadook.
Oh man.
You did a similar thing. I think you buried your face underneath your wife on that one. You were sitting on the couch and you said nope, and you buried your head underneath, like between the back cushion and her back.
Yeah, it gets bad. My memory, the VR game, and so we did a bunch of them back when we were doing this on Twitch, but there was one particular moment that I sometimes still dream about. There were a ton of jump scares. So this would have been 2016, 2017. So, these were becoming very popular. There's a lot more of them now, which is why we totally should do it again. There was this one where I was walking down a hallway and just so many obvious things that could happen.
Oh, speaking of that, but the new ones, have you seen the new Silent Hill game?
I have not.
Oh,
I think Braden told me about it.
You're doing that in VR. But please continue.
Great.
Walking down a hallway.
So I was walking down a hallway and this teddy bear jumps on my chest and starts pretending to stab me. So the rule was, just paint the scene, is I had to keep I had headphones on that made it very loud. The environment was very loud and I couldn't close my eyes and that sort of thing in VR. And I had to experience what was supposed to be the experience of the game. And we had to get through the entire game. But at this moment, I remember it jumping on my chest and just scaring the because it was like all calm. Like I was like, okay, I see it. It was all calm, jumps on me. And I remember screaming and being okay because I looked away. I learned a little trick in VR. You just kind of just don't look at the scene. And it allowed me to reset myself. And I remember turning away and closing my eyes temporarily just because I was just so scared. And I remember like I was facing forward and now I'm facing to the right, and then I opened my eyes and it's like now twisted and on my chest, so I couldn't look away. And I remember screaming, oh my God, they won't let me look away, because this bear was just, no matter what I did, it was on me. I remember that's when I jumped back. I remember slamming, like I cut my foot on like the chair behind me. I fell back. It was the most terrifying moment that a teddy bear has ever caused in horror. But yeah, this stuff would happen all the time, like in these games, but I could always find a way around it.
What I just took away from that is the next time we do this, we have to get you some Lieberman eye speculums so that you are unable to close your eyes and must
Is that the Clockwork Orange stuff? Like that, like prise your eye open? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to get those for you. We got to figure a way so your eyes don't dry out. We could probably do some kind of humidity inside the thing. I don't know. We'll figure that part out.
Is this an entertainment or a torture device? Why can't it be both, I guess, right?
It's entertaining for us. Torture has always been entertaining throughout history. If we go way back to medieval times when they were doing that, quartering people and drawing people, it was entertainment.
I guess we are talking about horror and everything else. Yeah. Why not bring it all out? That one still, like I don't even remember the what the shit clip that ended up becoming a GIF or a meme, if as it were. I don't even remember that scene. I just remember that being like my reaction, and my reaction to everything, if it scared me, was to like jump back. And didn't we have like the googly eyes?
Yeah, on the VR on the outside of the VR. Yeah, yep. I do remember when you were advancing in the game, you would slowly walk. I remember the game, and you'd be in the park. It was like bluish, grayish, foggy. Little bits of paper would roll across the thing, and you'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what that was." We'd be like, "Come on, man, it's a piece of paper. Shut up."
Yeah.
And then you'd slowly walk, and we're like, "Come on, let's go, let's go." It was just the forever game because you just could not. You couldn't handle it. And I remember you going into there was a hallway that you went into. So you were in the park or whatever it was. And there was a little greenhouse that you went into, a glass room. And so you went in there, you found whatever it was you needed to find. You came out, then you went into the building, which is where the teddy bear was. And then you immediately turned around and ran back outside thinking you were safe. And then there was stuff out there that wasn't there before.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I think you had the mild urination on yourself. It was the best. I mean, it probably didn't help you at all that we kept paying for the loud noises and things to happen as well.
Yeah. That was unfair because Leah picked those noises, and Leah knows all the noises that get me. What really cracks
me up with the jump scares and all the other things and the noises is after a while, a normal human being would become desensitized and it wouldn't bother them. With you, the more it happens, the worse you get.
Yeah, I anticipate it. Like I start thinking of all the things that can happen. You would think, that's what I was meaning. Like in movies, you would think I'd be okay with it, but I end up like I can't do it anymore. I can't reset that. No, it's about to happen. No big deal. And it gets me. Like I find myself. So I had a question here about how do you prepare yourself when you know a jump scare is coming? Like I tense my entire body if I try to force myself to watch it, so that it's not a big deal. Like when I get scared, I'm like, okay, not a big deal. But like I look over at like everybody else, and you guys are all just sitting there like you're watching a Disney movie. I don't get it. But like, so what has scared you? Like, have you? Oh, I watch a movie, or I've watched this, or I've watched that, and I've gotten scared. Or I come down the stairs.
I'm unscarable.
I come down. Oh, Andrea, challenge. I come downstairs, and Andrea jumps out because we do that all the time in the house. Like, I will constantly scare the kids, and the kids will constantly scare me.
I do that to Andrea, and I get punched. So
her reaction is
yeah.
physical, and so it's training you to do it less.
Mm-hmm. And it's very, 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 very difficult for me to hide in the house. My dog gives me away.
Oh, that's true.
Every single time. If I go hide in a closet, he comes and starts barking outside the closet. If I've tried to hide in the pantry, he comes barking outside. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I've trained him too well to find me.
So let me ask you this then. If none of it scares you, why do you watch them?
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't scare me. It scares me on a completely different level than it does to you. Like I get scared. I get the endorphin rush and all that, but I don't get the physical, visceral response that you do.
The scream out loud, jump back in your seat response.
Yeah, because I know it's not real. And I think with a lot of the life experiences that I've had, I can I can distinguish between real scary and fake scary. And I guess I don't embed myself in the movie or the game as much as you or perhaps others do when it comes to that. So I know that it's fake. I know it's all.
Well, it's not like happening. I think it's like nothing tells me that it's real. Like I'm playing a video game. I don't think it's really a bear on my chest stabbing me.
From your reaction,
that's what I'm saying.
Like you do.
I know you would. My reactions would dictate otherwise. For me, it's like, let me ask you this. Maybe it's an empathy thing. Like, do you ever, if you see a kid fall or if you see another human being fall in a video, do you ever get that weird tinge in your body? Like it happened to you, or like your knee, like if they fall and scratch their knee, it's like your knee feels it or your gut.
In a video?
Yeah. Just like watching someone do something.
No. Like America's Funniest Home Video type things. And
yeah. If someone falls,
ridiculousness and all that
especially if it's a kid, if someone falls, I get a reaction, like a physiological reaction, and you don't get that, you're saying?
No, it's a video. To me, it's not real.
Okay. So let me ask you this. It's a video out. Mm-hmm. If you were like, your daughter's going to be crawling here or something might be happening, or like if Bentley goes running, do you get a feeling in your gut when that happens? Like there's something
if it's in real life and that stuff happens and we're going for a walk and he runs out to the street and I think there's a car coming, I get that. I've seen car accidents happen. First thing I do is get out, go run over, provide assistance, whatever I can. So immediately I'm responding in that way, but I'm not responding in a terrified way of whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, so that's weird. So like if I were to watch, like that's a good example. Just watch like a dog run out to a street, car is coming. I get that reaction that something could happen and I feel away. But if I watch a video, I feel that same way. But you're able to, it's a video, I don't have any emotional attachment to this.
Not to the scary stuff. Now, if we talk about sad movies and things like that, I get very emotionally involved.
So I wonder why that is then.
I don't know. When it comes to the scary movie, maybe because I tell myself, well, I think I can tell you why. Back when I was a little tyke, there was this movie called... You said
tyke, I love it.
Yes. There was this movie called American Werewolf in London. And... My mom had gone out and I had a babysitter, and I convinced the babysitter that I was allowed to watch those types of movies. I wasn't, just spoiler alert. And so we watched it.
Wait, because this is important for later. You were a little tight convincing and manipulating your babysitter? Okay.
I was maybe 7 at the time.
So like an Eiley. Got it.
Yeah. And I convinced my babysitter that it was perfectly normal. I watched them all the time. I was allowed to. I don't understand the problem. Let's just go ahead and put it on. I've been waiting for it to come on TV for a while. And, mom knows all about it. Luckily, there were no cell phones back then, so she couldn't call to confirm. And she allowed me to watch it. And I did not sleep for days. And I think, my mom and dad had to tell me repeatedly that it wasn't real. And so then, we would watch little bits of it and we would talk about it and how fake it was and what this was. And this is a mask and this is what happened, special effects. And so I think by going through it and just breaking it down so much as a little one that I've now come to realize we didn't do that with any rom-coms or romantic or drama or anything like that. It was only with the scary movie that we broke it down scene by scene. This is happening. If you notice, there's no real blood. This is just a mask. This is an actor. This is what happened. Let's rewind it. Let's watch it again. again. See, everything's exactly the same. I just went through all that. So I just kind of desensitized myself to it and just go, oh, it's all fake. So now anytime I watch a scary movie, it's all fake. I mean, there's certain parts where I'll get a little anxiety in some things, usually when it's quiet and tense, I'll get a little anxious for it. But when the jump scares happen, I'm like,
It's so interesting. Yeah, because I have gone down the it's all fake ad nauseum to the point where I go into behind the scenes, how it's all done, what the technique, like, so none of that matters to my mind for some reason. It's still,
but you've done it, yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the difference. I had somebody that I trusted, looked up to, cared about, my parents, and they sat down and they talked with me about it and they explained it. And they taught me. So I learned from them what it was instead of going through and just looking at it and go, oh yeah, it's fake. Or in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, yeah, but is it really?
But is it really? Okay.
When you have somebody else, I think, helping you and walking through it with you, and you're going through that experience together of how not real it is, it just becomes I guess this is kind of garbage. No, I still can't watch. I still can't watch American Werewolf in London. There's just something about it that I'm like, I can't put it on.
I love it. So that's good because I wanted to discuss the psychological aspects of why people enjoy being scared. So I don't know that I enjoy being scared. I enjoy the sensation after I've been scared and everything is okay. But I hate the lead up and I hate the act. And I'm violent and my kids love to scare me. And I always got to warn them, like, for your safety, please don't do this. Because I worry about like throwing an elbow or something else. And I don't think I've ever done it, but like my natural reaction goes to like my space needs to be protected. Why do people like to be scared? Like, what do you think it is about it? Or why do people enjoy watching these films?
Well, it's the same as why do people like eating super hot chili peppers? Why do people like doing drugs? And the answer is fear is a response that it releases all kinds of hormones and things in your body like adrenaline and dopamine and stuff like that, which is going to give you that rush and that feeling of pleasure. And so it's the same reason people get addicted to things is I'm seeking that feeling again, that rush, that drive, that whatever it is. And so I think that's a big thing for it. Yeah, I don't know. That's really it. Like I said, a lot of people will get that just adrenaline feeling, and then that's probably a lot of times why when you're done with those movies you're just exhausted, especially for you, because it's just a huge adrenaline dump at the end, and then you're just like, oh, I went through that experience and now I just want to go to sleep.
Like, what techniques besides jump scares, like what techniques do you see in movies or in anything else that sort of enhance the effects of those jump scares? Like, I heard you say audio. That's a big one for me.
So when it comes to jump scares, like I said, I don't know. I think jump scares are a little bit too meh. Now the psychological thriller stuff, that does get to me. When you got to think about it and
like, what's an example?
That kind of stuff. Oh man. I can't come up with an example right now.
Well, as you're thinking about it, so I can talk about a few things because, so for example, for me, I find it the ones that are no story, that are all jump scares, they are successful at making me jump. The ones that have a story that are supposed to be very scary, I really enjoy the story behind it, and I therefore tolerate the jump scares, I guess. But I respect the ones that can scare me with no jump scares, where the story and the creepiness behind it is through the roof, I guess. I don't know. So for example, one of my favorite series, which is all weird because it's all jump scares and it went from taking itself seriously to being cheesy to just going over the top, is the Evil Dead series and Army of Darkness. I absolutely love that series. Ash is a hero. Bruce Campbell, a hero. Like the whole thing, everything that happens there. But I thoroughly enjoy the way that film was shot and the techniques that were used to bring tension to it. You mentioned M. Night Shyamalan. Some of so I think some of his earlier work for me was really good. Some of his latest stuff I find interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if you get used to a director's way of doing things. Like, what films can you think of?
A lot of them are the M. Night Shyamalan ones. So like The Village, that one was good. That was a little on the have to think about it side. That got me pretty, I guess, just on the edge.
Okay.
He's got a lot of good, like Split, loved Split. That was a really good one. The Visit was good. Now there is There is one movie that absolutely terrified me, but for different reasons. And once you hear it, you'll understand. I don't remember the name of the movie, I think I purposely block it out. But it was, you might know the name of it. It was some kids that went to go visit their grandparents in a house, and they had to lock their bedroom door and stay in there after hours, because after hours things got weird apparently in the house. And they, even if somebody knocks on the door, don't open it or whatever. It's not really your grandma at that point in time or whatever. And there was one part where they, obviously they don't listen to that. They were just there for the summer to visit grandma and grandpa. Yeah. And so they don't listen to that. And they go down to the kitchen. Grandma and grandpa are down there and they're just possessed, or they're not themselves, or whatever the case is. And grandma takes the diaper off and puts it in grandpa's face full of poo. And so one of the most terrifying.
That would have broke you.
One of the most terrifying scenes.
I actually don't know. I'm trying to remember that at all.
Like, I'm having anxiety thinking about it right now.
There are moments, like, it's like some horror flicks like stick with me. Like, I remember The Fly as a kid. Who was The Fly? Guy in Jurassic Park. Tall guy.
Yeah, he's in those commercials.
Yeah.
As well.
I cannot believe I don't remember his name. I look that up while I'm going. But
Jeff Goldblum.
Thank you, Jeff Goldblum. I remember that as a kid. I remember, was it Hellraisers? The nails in the face. I remember that as a kid. Yep. I remember things like there was The House, The Pet Cemeteries.
So it was The Visit. That's the movie that I was thinking about.
Visit.
Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan, The Visit.
Wait, with with the grandparents and the.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't think I've ever watched that one. I'll have to check that out. The Ring, though.
You don't have
The
to.
Ring was a big one for me. The Ring, I remember that one that was the first time for me where you had, I was around you for the ultimate one, Blair Witch.
Oh, the original.
I remember your mom and sister, maybe your sister, but your mom.
My sister.
Both like, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, didn't we go with them, or did they go after, or was that one of the first times I met them?
I think we went with them.
Yeah. So I remember that one messed with my head. But for example, like A Quiet Place, I thought they did a phenomenal job.
Oh, fantastic movie.
Absolutely loved that one. It scared the crap out of me. So yeah, a lot of those things, but like, I love zombie flicks, right? Like, so Train to Busan, I think is how you pronounce it. And like, if it has a zombie in it, I want to watch it no matter.
Zombieland.
Zombieland I consider a comedy, but yes, all of those, to me, I enjoy that sort of horror. But for like Leah, she watches all of it and like chooses to watch all of it. So like, if I watch something while I'm working, it's comedy typically. If she just has something on in the background, it's every B movie that's ever existed is playing. And so this kind of brings me to my next point on this whole, like, how you prepare and the psychological aspects of things, is that there are those who love horror. There are those that absolutely avoid it, which I guess I'm kind of like that. But the question is, how do those people coexist? Because I know how Leah and I do. All too often, some weird shit happens in my house because of it.
Oh, please.
Elaborate. You're like, elaborate. Well, it's nothing crazy like that sort of weird shit. But for example, Leah and I shared pretty much everything except for profiles on like Netflix and Prime, because she would watch all of these horror films and all these horror shows all the time. And so my recommendation algorithm was like, hey, you should watch this. You should watch this. And I remember starting up one day, like I came back from a trip and all she did was watch horror while I was gone. I came back from a trip and like the posters went full screen at some point on Netflix. And I remember like going to my profile, a poster coming up, and it was just like this rotting carcass. And I dropped the remote.
That sounds right.
Because I'm used to seeing like Psych or like Archer or some sort of comedy, whatever. And all of a sudden I have this like maggot coming out of this eye. It was just disgusting. And so that was the first time I'm like, okay, you get your own profile. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done getting scared on whether or not which profile I'm in. Because if you go to my profile, it seems like just all happiness and dark comedy. And when you go to her profile, it's just nothing but horror or like psychological horror. Nothing with torture though, because that's where she draws the line. So she hates watching torture. So she can't do, what's the other one? Saw. Like she can't stand Saw. The way she looks at it is she draws the line. Maybe we should talk about this on Peaked podcast, but she draws the line at like people people doing bad things to people. But if it's like a demon doing something that is in her mind fake to something else, then she's like, oh yeah, this is interesting. Like kind of like you're like, it's fake. But in her mind, she associates. So like when I associate a video, even though I might know it's fake or it's definitely not happening at that moment in time, it affects me. So like a rom-com would you like if there's a, I'm not afraid to say, I will cry on some well-written commercials. Like if they're like, do you have car insurance? But has your car insurance lapsed? I'm like, oh my God, I feel for that person.
Have you extended your car's warranty?
Oh my God, it gets me every time.
Woo.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you say, you just find it not real because she has a similar feel. But in her mind, though, if it could be real, it affects her. So in her mind, the way humans treat other humans is real. And even if it's a fictitious representation of that, it gets to her. Wow, almost died there.
It almost worked.
It almost worked.
Whoop.
Do you have any funny or unexpected moments that happen? So you mentioned already if you scare Andrea, she may punch you. Do you remember any as a kid or like because you had a sibling? Did you and your sister ever mess with each other? Or?
Oh man, I used to. Yeah, she never got me, but I would always.
So typical big brother, you tortured her.
Oh no, typical big brother.
You prepared her for life.
I loved her very much. Did everything I possibly could for her. Gave her everything that she needed. She never wanted, and just absolute care. Protected her in every way possible. That's it. At least that's the way I see it. You can ask her, see what she says. I'm sure she would tell you exactly the same. Exactly the same. Yeah. But on the other side of that, I would hide often in many different places and see if I could scare her and how large of a reaction I could get. And I think I was quite effective at it.
So you probably were. So one thing you're going to learn. So you're a new father. So this part hasn't happened yet, but I've had this happen now for a total of 18 years. And I don't mean because I have an 18-year-old. I mean that between the ages of like 1.5 to 8 years old for the 3 kids that I've had, they've all done this to me. And that is that they will wake up in the middle of the night and then come down to the room. I'm usually down, come down to the room or up to the room in a few cases from the past and just stand next to the bed and stare at you until you get this weird feeling in your dreams or something's just not right. And you wake up to a child staring at you.
So, advantage J. I am an extremely light sleeper. And so if the door opens, I will hear it. I will know. I hear
this little one Ava will figure it out. Trust me.
Oh, I'm telling you, when Andrea gets up, the second that she moves the bed, I wake up and I'm already like, I'll have my eyes closed still, but I'm awake and I'm listening to everything that's happening around me. I know where she is in the room. I know as soon as she goes to the bathroom, like when she's in there, I can hear the lights turn on. Then I hear when she comes out and then she comes over to me and I know she's getting ready to say goodbye. So I wake up, open my eyes, say goodbye. And then she leaves and then I lay there again and then do my very best to go back to sleep. So I'm such a light sleeper. I can hear, I think I've even asked you when you've been here at the house watching TV downstairs, I've asked you to turn the TV down because I can hear it.
I mean, to be fair, upstairs. Isn't the TV right below you?
Not even close. It's on the opposite side of the house.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just weird. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
I have to sleep. Sometimes I have to sleep with the wax earplugs and the sleep mask so that no light comes in and no sound, or at least minimal sound. So perhaps if I'm doing that and she comes in, yeah, there you go. Maybe that'll get me. Other than that, I'll know. Like even now, I hear like when there's a creak out in the hallway when the house is settling and all kinds of stuff. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. We gotta talk about that one day.
Yeah, it's the worst way.
But so for me, I can justify anything. They've done that to me a number of years. So I took it upon myself as they got older to make sure that any opportunity I got, I would figure out a way to do a jump scare. Either elaborate, like get them to work on something, get really comfortable with an area, and then I was hiding in the pantry the whole time, and then have one of them tell like, hey, can you grab some chips or you can do this? Or I learn their routine. And then I make sure that I'm positioned myself to where when they open up, I will scare them as they're doing whatever they're doing. And the other reason why the kids started something back over a decade ago, where for some reason I would be focused. Everybody knows, and I've said this a couple times now, that my kids know that if they want to get my attention while I'm working on something, put their hand on my shoulder, and eventually I'll recognize that they're there if I'm hyper focused on something, right? Oh, I think actually only that was on AI Explored. But point is that put your hand on my shoulder, I'll dog knowledge, everything's good. Well, what they started realizing is they could get right up to me and that they would whisper one word. And it was, I don't even remember how it started, but they would whisper monster into my ear and they would make it really hot and breathy. It was always the most annoying thing, but they'd be like, monster. And I would snap out of anything I was doing, and it would make me like my skin would crawl with that. And they still do it to this day, where I'll be like on the couch and they'll come up behind the couch, especially Braden. Braden does it all the time. And Braden will whisper that. And now that he's almost 18, I go for the swing, but he's too quick. He's too nimble to get the attack. So you're saying does Andrea just never tries to scare you then?
No.
And why is that?
She could care less.
She's like, I don't need to get a rise out of you.
No, she's what most of us would call an adult. So that's just too childish and below her.
I am not claiming to be an adult in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Yeah. So I have an idea that I know the answer to this. This is one of the last questions here. And I know the answer for you. But have you ever had to explain your reaction to non-horror fans?
Please re-ask and clarify the
question.
So
you've had reactions and you've mentioned a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had to explain them to like someone around you or like in a date a long time ago when you had a reaction to something and they were like why? Like, Jeremy, why did you just scream the loudest in the theater at that moment? Did you have any moments like that? Or have you had any moments like that?
So I think this goes back to maybe one of the other episodes where I really just don't care what people think. So no, I've never explained it. Like, however I react. And
so you treat this like food. I'm going to experience this experience the way I want to experience it.
This is me. This is my life. It's time to be selfish. I'm here for a short period of time.
I like it.
You know, I've only got like another 90 years left.
If only.
Right. Well, who knows?
Yeah, I find myself, I guess not so much explaining as in justifying that I'm just ridiculous. Because people think, like you said, like people, I'm so, I guess, animated during those moments. Like I after it happens, I realize I just jumped literally out of my seat.
I've also never had the type of reaction to where I need to explain, I guess. Like there's never been a point where someone's like, that was a little obnoxious or that was way out of line with everybody else in the theater. You know, typically when everybody else goes, I do the same thing. Whereas with you, there's the what the shit? And then you jump 5 rows behind you, you know, and you knock 12 people's popcorns over. So I've never really been in the situation where I've had to explain, you know, I'm sorry.
Those are all personal. Those types of things. Those are all perfectly reasonable responses to those moments.
Yeah. Maybe not.
By design.
You know, all at the same time.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay? Now that I think about it, like I do have some obnoxious reactions, but as a creator, the people that create those movies, wouldn't that I be kind of like the dream audience? Like, wouldn't they want a theater full of people just like barely able to stay in their seats?
People would die. No, they don't want that. Absolutely not. You are the outlier on the extreme. So there's the person with the zero affect that just stares at the screen. Nothing's happening. And then there's you on the other end of the spectrum. Then there's all the rest in the middle. That's their target
See, to
audience.
me, I feel like I'm not on the other end. The other end wouldn't even be in the theater. The other end would avoid. They wouldn't even show up.
I'm talking about reactions.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm at least button seat. I would imagine that.
Not really, but okay.
Not entirely correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's feet in seat, but on back of seat. But I'm still
sometimes feet in seat, sometimes facing away from the screen, the opposite way. You know, whatever.
But I'm a paying customer. Wouldn't you like? I think about a comedy. Someone that laughs hysterically at a comedy show. Do you want that reaction, or do you want the like, or do you want the no laugh?
No, you obviously don't want the but you also don't want the person that's laughing so much that you don't hear the next joke and the next scene and the next punchline. And you know, so there's just like in everything, there's a balance. Yeah, there's a balance. You got to find that middle. And you are of the people that go to the movies, because yes, there is the other extreme where people just don't watch it because I'm going to avoid it at all costs because it scares me, which you should probably be in that category. But of the people that go to, you are the extreme. There is the I'm just going to stare at the screen and nothing affects me. Then there's the normal folk that are like, ooh, scary, little scream here. And then there's you throwing other people's popcorn 6 rows behind you, you know, and screaming when other people are just kind of looking and going, that wasn't that bad. So yeah, you also make the movies more intense for those around you.
Explain that.
I don't know.
You can't just say that and not explain that.
Nope, that'll be it. That's the end of the episode.
And we've ended the episode.
On that. No, I mean, you make it more intense for others because it's now, especially in the beginning of the movie, near the middle and the end, most people watching a movie with you like that understand what your reaction is going to be when the little kid stands up. And
it's not that bad.
And the door opens and, ooh, the water faucet turned on. Nobody's around. Those types of things. We all eventually understand your reaction and get numb to it. But in the beginning, the intensity that you bring with the fear for those types of things makes everybody on edge and really enhances the movie experience for those folk at that point in time.
So what I'm hearing is I need to be planted at every premiere in Hollywood, every horror film premiere, plant me.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's make this happen.
I'm reaching out to M. Night right now.
Yeah, just
we're gonna have
put
a chat.
me there. You will get the I'm the clickbait reactions for TikTok. Utilize me as you see fit. That's too funny. Final thoughts. I mean, that was it. I honestly, we just ended a second ago, and now we're actually ending. You know, this one was a pretty straightforward. I didn't feel there needed to be a whole lot of hitting of the horse to stick with like a horror bang
hitting of the zombie
horse. But I guess any final thoughts around just all that is scary movies, scary video games, anything like that?
Not really, except for the fact that I'm really excited to get you in VR on the new Silent Hill.
I think we really should do that. I think starting the Twitch back up.
No, I don't. I just want this one for me.
This is just.
Yeah, I don't.
Is this like?
I don't want to share this.
Like maybe we do that. Like let me be your entertainment, not just you.
Yeah.
But like we hire me out, fly me into your party, strap on VR, put it on a screen, and laugh at the man with the beard as he almost urinates and plays a video game.
Yes. Minus the almost.
Yeah. See, I saw the facial twitch. I have not peed myself.
Okay, you stick to that. That's fine. Go ahead. You can stick to that. Just like your underwear sucked you when you peed yourself.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, you have been so terrified of those jump scares.
Man, I have not just a jump scare. I've been terrified. Like those games, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I guess my final thoughts would just be maybe we need to get you to a therapist, talk a little bit about this. Perhaps that will help with whatever's going on. But also at the same time, I mean, this is your experience. You enjoy it, sort of.
Yeah, it's weird.
But that's how you react. That's how you experience these. So continue on with your experiences and don't let anybody judge you and tell you that you're ridiculous. You are ridiculous, and just continue on with how you're living your life when it comes to scary movies.
Wait, there's a lot of mixed messaging there.
What?
So for me, the same reason I can watch a movie not long after I've watched a movie and enjoy the story and enjoy it just like I watched it is the same reason when you put a scary movie in front of me that I'm jumping at every jump scene. So I don't know, it's able. My body loses plots on entertainment because I remember everything about not entertainment. Like I remember where I was when I did a thing. I remember what page a word was on that I read a couple of years back. But when it comes to movies, a year goes by, it's like it's brand new to me. Like I remember kind of things, but if I've only watched it a few times, it's brand new. Now, what I found is the exact opposite. So you and I have watched movies like over and over and over and over again, like the Anchormans and the Pineapple Expresses, to the point where we have it memorized. Talladega Nights, those sorts of things. I could not tell you a scene from any of those movies, but as soon as you hit play, I can recite the words 3 seconds ahead of time. So I can say the words to the movie before they show up on film because of how often I've seen it. Taking those outliers of something we've put just awkwardly hundreds of hours into, like Deadpool and stuff like that for me, a movie is brand new or a show is brand new. Like for right now, I'm rewatching the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love
such a good show.
That show. And I like it's brand new to me. Like I remember the characters, so I enjoy it even more. For me, I think I like or enjoy scary movies. I never would watch them by myself. For me, I like it's the company. To quote Leah,
that will be the new Twitch. You will sit there with a camera faced at you and you will watch the scary movie by yourself.
By myself.
Nobody will be with you. No one to
That is
save
terrifying to even think of, because that's what I'm saying. The saving is you're not off on that. Like I need to like
no one to grab a hold of. That is pure entertainment. So that's my final thought right there. My final thought is we're going to create a Twitch channel where it's Jeremy, the Beard, watching his very own scary movies, the scariest of all scaries, by himself in a dark room.
Oh, this is terrifying.
In 7.1 surround. Oh, that's a dream for me. I want to see that.
Okay, that's just mean.
Not only that, strap you down to the chair.
This is supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen, a best friend.
Yes. That's why I come up with the great ideas.
Because that is like I feel like I'm sweating thinking about it.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Tie you to the chair.
It's unnecessary. Like I can't even think of a time where I was like, I want to entertain myself. Let's put on a scary movie.
I've never done that either. Well, I have, and that was one time, and that was
your last time. Yes,
7 years old. Yes.
Yeah, but that's Leah. Leah does. That's literally her preference is to watch scary movies and scary TV shows. I can't imagine doing that by myself. I can't imagine it. And now you're gonna force me to do it.
Yeah, we'll just have you sit in a room in a chair, preferably a lawn chair. We'll just tie you to it, strap you to it.
So specific and awkward
because it makes creepy noises when you
move.
Oh
my goodness, you've thought about this almost too much.
I'm thinking, I'm doing it right now. Like everything's coming to me. This is amazing. Then we'll strap you to it, tie the chair down so you can't flip it back, get you those Lieberman eye speculums so that way you can't look away. It's just going to be amazing.
This is
amazing. Talk about entertainment.
Okay, we'll see.
Wow.
We'll let the people decide.
On that note, it's teddy bears and roses.
It's terrifying for this episode.
No, that was terrifying for you. Yeah, sorry. Never mind.
Okay, man. Boy. Thank you. This is the end of episode 3, right?
This is the end of episode 3. And hopefully we do more episodes and you're not too terrified to come back on the
no, we should be fine.
Microphone.
You have the next episode. Okay. It's not going to be terrifying, obviously, because you said it was
mine's going to be jump scares only.
It's just going to be
jump scares. Yeah. It'll just be me on the mic going, that'll be it. See what happens.
It's a little messed up. No, what is the topic so everyone can prepare for it?
Oh, I can't wait for everybody to be prepared. This one's going to be so good. Episode 4 is going to be an amazing one. Everyone's ready for the, so that'll be great.
I know. Did you live edit your voice?
What happened? Did my audio go out?
It must have.
That's weird. Right as I was saying what the topic was. Oh, well, looks like that's time.
We don't have a time limit.
What? Oh, you're right. We don't have a time limit. I've got to go. I've got to look at the time.
Oh, looky here. Okay.
Oh, looky here.
Yeah, I think this was good. This was an hour and a half, actually almost 2 hours shy of the last episode. That's good.
That is good.
Yep. Sweet. Okay, well, I'm gonna hit my buttons.
Oh, hit them all. Okay, I'm gonna hit my buttons. Okay, bye.
Bye. As we wrap up today's spine-tingling episode on jump scares, we want to thank you, our brave listeners, for joining us on this thrilling journey. Here at the Beard and the Bowtie, we crawl into every topic with curiosity and a touch of humor, making each episode an adventure.
If you enjoyed today's episode about the thrills and chills of jump scares, and want to keep up with all our future explorations, be sure to hit that subscribe button wherever you listen to your podcast. Engage with us. Don't just listen. Follow us on social media at Beard Bowtie Show and visit our website at beardbowtie.show for even more spooky content.
We love hearing from you. Share your own jump scare stories, ask questions, or suggest topics you want us to cover in future episodes. Connect with us via social media or directly on our website. Every message adds to the rich tapestry of our community.
Looking for more exclusive content? Our subscribers get access to behind-the-scenes looks, early releases of episodes, and special bonus material that's not available anywhere else. So don't miss out. Join our community today.
And remember, from heart-stopping jump scares to the psychology of fear, every episode is a journey from trepidation to exhilaration. Keep tuning in to stay informed, entertained, and just a little bit spooked.
Until next time, keep your flashlight handy and your wits about you. I'm Jay, the Bowtie, here with Jeremy, the Beard, saying goodbye for now. Remember, every Bowtie perspective adds to the thrill here at the Beard and the Bowtie.
You mean beard perspective.
Remember every bow tie perspective. Nope, I meant bow tie perspective. That's what I meant to say.
Team beard.
Alrighty, and that'll be it. Team bow tie.